Welcome to Patanjali Yoga Meditation. The title is Getting on the Path of Yoga. You know, Yoga is the title of a book written by Patanjali many thousands of years ago. Patanjali states that some are born with an advantage for the path of yoga, whereas others must adopt certain strategies. This is in his first chapter, 19th statement, that goes like Bhav Pratyaya Videhe Paketi Layana. So Bhav Pratyaya means somebody already has that advantage. And within that group, there are two categories. We will not go much into that detail. Now we look at the next statement, which is chapter 1, 20th statement. That goes like Sraddha, Virya, Smrti, Samadhi, Prajna, Purvakah, Itesham. Itesham means others. The others, like most of us, we probably are not born with that significant advantage. Then he is telling us what are the steps we have to follow. So let's look at it. The first element, so yoga practitioners, of course you know it by now. By yoga we means Patanjali Yoga, Upasana Yoga, and not Hatha Yoga. So these are we, the yoga practitioners, who are the others in 19th statement, are advised to adopt a strategy that includes the 5 elements, and that is what we are looking at. The first term is Sraddha, faith to be validated. There is a confusion about this term, so that I will try to explain it. Let's look at it. Tentatively accept Patanjali's teachings so that his methods are followed wholeheartedly. Though the teachings are to be verified as one progresses on the path. What it means is, it's a compound word, Shrat and Dha. Shrat is something that is truthful. Dha is to acquire it, to possess it, to internalize it. So that is Shraddha. What it means is, when I am reading Patanjali's book, he is saying many things that with the practice of yoga, such and such things will happen, and so on and so forth. Which, as a beginner, I have no idea. I have never seen those things happening with me. Like in our presentation, we have covered 130 points. So, many of those things a beginner will say, I have no idea such things can happen on the journey, on the path of yoga. But then, if we want to benefit from Patanjali's book, we ought to accept. Maybe it is for tentative in nature. As long as I am reading the book and I am practicing it, I must accept for the time being that such and such things must be happening as we traverse on the path of yoga. If I don't even have that attitude, if I have an element of doubt, then I cannot pursue the methods, the steps that Patanjali is trying to tell me. That will be very superficial. I will not be doing it wholeheartedly. So, Shraddha is not blind faith. This is a tentative belief that Patanjali's teachings must be right, correct, accurate, and if I adopt them wholeheartedly, theoretically as well as in practice, then many things will happen as he is saying. And of course, even then nothing happens, then I can disown Patanjali's book, is it not? Nobody can force upon me. But as long as I am not able to disprove it, even after adopting Patanjali's methods, I should accept them. So this is that tentative faith. This is not permanent faith. This is not blind faith. This is faith to be verified, to be validated. Once this Sraddha is there, this is a theoretical acceptance of Patanjali's teachings, then I should put them in practice. That is the next element, Virya, vigor. I should follow them vigorously in practice. If I just believe in them but I don't practice, then also nothing will happen. So Shraddha, the next is Virya, vigor. Then he says that when you are practicing it, as we have seen on earlier occasion, yoga is the guide on the path of yoga. That's what is said. So as you are practicing it, some new openings are there. And then something happens that some brilliant, nice ideas comes in your mind. That is coming from your memory that was stored somewhere in the corner. Maybe you acquired in the current life, or maybe it is there some past life. It is lying somewhere dormant, but now it gets awakened because it becomes relevant now. So that becomes a slight advantage to you now. We were not fully born with that advantage of what is called bhavpatyay, but now this memory, everybody has some sort of balance in their mind. Balance, if you talk in terms of bank balance, we gathered some idea in some part of some life, and now it shows up because it becomes relevant. So that gets added, and that propels me further, and then I may get into the state that is called Samadhi, when I am one step beyond dhyan and meditation, when I am lost in that infinite ocean, so to say. And persistent, the next step likely is Prajna. There is an intuitive enlightenment. So Samadhi and Prajna, these two words together, give rise to Sampajnat Yoga. That was 1.17, you know. So let's read it. The above element of Shraddha to be followed vigorously in practice, and the above two, namely Shraddha and Virya, will result in appearance of past knowledge lying in memory from the current or from past life. And they three together, Samadhi, the above three may help one achieve that state of Samadhi, which is like Sushupti, you know, deep, profound sleep when nothing is happening in your mind, no dreams. It's a counterpart of that, but we are now preserving our self awareness. So, mind wise, I am blank, so to say. And then Prajna, intuitive enlightenment, the above four may give rise to a flash of intuitive knowledge that has been discussed in 1.17. So that was our presentation today on Patanjali Yoga Meditation, and thank you for that.